All right, welcome back to Pharmacist on Call. Your host, your community pharmacist, Dr. Sean Pruitt. This segment sponsored by the Kangen Water Store of Nashville. If you want to feel great, you will need to hydrate. We're going to get right back into your calls. We've got Kim on line 1. Kim, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Good evening, Dr. Pruitt. I have a question about the water. Do you incorporate that with regular water, and can you touch on some of the benefits of it, the different pH levels?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good question, because I rarely even mention that. I'm just going to let you go here and answer that question. Very good question, by the way.
Thank you.
All righty. Yes, well, the answer is no. I absolutely do not incorporate any other water with alkaline water. This is going to be a long spiel, everyone. Kangen water is water that we take through a series of processes, 4 of them. We filter out the chlorine, we filter out the fluoride, so there is no taste, no smell. This water has a very light texture. This water is also electrified over titanium plates, and so it's teeming with antioxidants, which, as you know, are your cancer fighters. And then we alkalinize it, meaning we raise the pH from an acidic level of about 6 or so, which is what your tap water should be, up to levels of 8.5, 9, 9.5. So what is the benefit of drinking alkalinized water? Well, any condition that you have in your body related to it being too acidic, which means having a low pH, it will stem the tide on those symptoms. So symptoms from acid reflux. I have a number of patients who have come off of taking Prilosec, whose generic is omeprazole, for acid reflux simply by drinking the water, because it is such a high pH that it neutralizes the hydrochloric acid in the stomach to where you don't feel the discomfort anymore. And that, in conjunction with a good diet, you'll really get great results from it. I have a lot of people who are getting relief from arthritis, some from gout. In fact, big shout out to Denny Boren, if you're watching. He and his wife, our #1 water customer, who signed up with us a couple of months ago after watching the show. He's out in the Camden-Dixon area, easily our #1 water customer. He's getting about 50 gallons a month now, and quite a character if you ever get to meet him in person. We also have people who are lowering their blood sugars on this. So apparently there is an endocrinological benefit as well, the one with diabetes. And I've even had some people come in and tell me that it's helped with some psychiatric things. I had a woman come in from South Carolina. She was here at a business conference, and she was saying that she uses the water to help manage her depression. So apparently acidity has a psychiatric component or an effect on serotonin levels and some of the other neurotransmitters. I had another lady come in and tell me that it helps manage her fibromyalgia, another her menopause. So there are a number of conditions that I didn't even know about that we're still finding out with the numerous benefits of the water. In fact, on my card, I have all of the benefits that people who buy it from me come in and say, hey, this is why I drink it. And the benefits are various and sundry. I just tell you, I mean, now I haven't had any of these dramatic effects. The most dramatic effect I had when I was kind of a partial believer in the water, and this water was like several months old. I caught the cold or the flu one day, and I was so sick that I couldn't even eat, so I just drank the water to stay hydrated. Next day, I'm symptom free. So that's when I became a big believer in the water. And some people will say, well, hey, the water wears off after 48 hours. Scientifically, I cannot tell you that. As a business person with a water store, it's a good line to run on you, so you'll keep coming back frequently and buying from me. But I have no scientific evidence to suggest or to show that the alkaline properties diminish within 48 hours. So anybody out there with a water store telling you that, they're probably not being honest with you. They can call me on that one if they want to. Now, the caller mentioned the different levels. We have several levels, and they range from 2.5, which we use to disinfect or to clean things. It is acidic. We also have a level called beauty water, which some of the stylists come by and they use it on the hair and the skin. So apparently that pH is optimum for cleansing the skin and cleansing the hair and amaining it to maintain the pH that it is supposed to have. We also have what we call a medication water. So for those of you who are taking medications, we suggest that you either sip very little of the 9.5 or just get a 7.0, because what happens is the absorption of your medication is dependent upon stomach acid. So at this point, when you're eating and when you're taking your medication, we want you to have stomach acid. So we suggest a level of 7.0 so that you can properly digest your medications, your herbal supplements, and even your food. The 9.5 is for drink, the 8.5 and the quote unquote alkaline water is for drinking outside of mealtime. So that's the one where you get the health benefit. But for those of you who are on medications and you buy 9.5, make sure you also get 7.0, which is close to a neutral pH. So to make sure that you're absorbing all of the nutrients from your food, all of the benefit from your medication and your herbal supplements. And then it goes up to a pH of 11.0, which also disinfects, but I don't recommend anyone drink that because that's just really wiping out your stomach acid. So 9.5 should suffice for most people. In fact, I believe the 7 we also use in babies in the formula. At least I've used it with all 3 of my children, the alkaline water. So the 7 pH in the formulas. And then we also reconstitute medications such as amoxicillin and all of that as well. So that is the spiel on the water. The benefits are many, particularly during cold flu season. Make sure you stay hydrated because the trick is, hey, it's not hot outside, I'm not sweating, so I don't need water. I'm sorry, you do. And this is where people get trapped in and they wind up becoming dehydrated and getting sick because it's not hot outside and you're not sweating. You still have to realize 75% of your body is water. So you have to make it the best water possible. That's toxin free, free of chlorine, fluoride, and goodness knows whatever else is in the Cumberland. So make sure you're drinking that water. I guess we've got a call on line 2 here. Thelma, welcome to Pharmacist-on-Call. How may we help you?
Thank you, Dr. Pruitt. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. How are you?
I'm well. I wanted to ask you about the, my goodness, I'm looking right at it on the screen.
Okay, we've got a number of supplements here.
No, the big one, the one that you take.
This one, the beetroot juice?
Yes, the beetroot juice.
Okay, certainly.
Ask you, what is in it exactly? What's the makeup of it, and does it matter whether you take it before you eat or in between meals? What is the most optimum way to consume it?
Okay, all right, I'll hang up and then I'll answer your question there, but thank you for your call.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so we've got beetroot juice, which I was going to get into a little later. Because the caller saw it there and wanted to get into it. Beetroot juice, she asked what the constituents are. It's juice from the root of the beet. It's organic juice from the root of the beet. So it tastes just like that. In fact, I tell everybody it tastes healthy. So it tastes like it's doing something. What are the benefits of beetroot juice? Gosh, a lot. This is what I would call a superfood. I stopped researching it 6 different things. So blood pressure, lowers the blood pressure quickly. It is teeming with organic nitrates, which are vasodilators for those of you in the scientific community, which means they open up your blood vessels and allow your blood to flow easier. Because what happens in hypertension, your heart is pumping hard because the veins or the arteries have gotten so small that it's having to increase the pressure to push your blood to where it needs to go. But once you drink something like beetroot juice or even your blood pressure medications, which it mimics, you open up that blood vessel and the heart does not have to pump as hard. And so the blood pressure by default becomes lower. The other benefit that it has is it is great for diabetes. It helps heal the pancreas. It is good for pretty much any case of diabetes that you have. We have a number of people that have hypertension and diabetes that are taking their conventional medicines, but they're taking this along with it, and their numbers are dropping so low that now they're at the point that they don't need the medication anymore. So I'm sure some of them are ready to come off, but that's a situation or discussion that they need to have with their physician. In terms of when do you need to take it and how do you need to take it, I always advise my patients first thing in the morning, shake it up real good, keep it refrigerated, 1 cap full in the morning on an empty stomach before you take anything, so that you can go ahead and absorb it and get the full benefit. Your blood pressure is going to come down within 30 minutes. You're going to fully absorb it and get the other benefits in terms of healing the pancreas, the liver, the kidneys. It is an excellent source of iron for you ladies out there who are anemic, or you guys out there who are anemic. Excellent source of iron and fiber. So if you find yourself being constipated and needing to get cleaned out, excellent source. Now, I've had some patients come in and say that, hey, well, I found some other benefits that you didn't talk about. That is true. There are plenty out there. Those are the primary ones that, just for my demographic, for my patient base, is going to be most beneficial to them. So there are a number of things, and if you know them, hey, feel free to call in and enlighten us. But I became a believer in this when I had a couple of patients who were drivers trying to get their certification, I guess the DOT certifications, and they could not pass their tests. And they came to me saying, hey man, I'm on blood pressure medication and I need something else to help bring it down. So sold them this, and I think one of the gentlemen, he said he didn't try it until 30 minutes before his DOT physical. He took his medicine and then he took a shot of this, 1 cap full, and he said for the first time his blood pressure was in normal range. I'm talking 120/80 after being on medication and failing the test before. So we've been selling this stuff like crazy. It is the #2 seller to the alkaline water, and the water, we may be selling more of that than we are prescription medication. So it's flying out of there. But certainly beetroot juice, a superfood, and this one bottle here, if you're taking it once a day, will last you about a month. For extreme cases, I suggest that you take also another dose early afternoon before you eat dinner or before you eat lunch, just to get a double dose of it. But beetroot juice, Kangen alkaline water, the tandem in a number of my patients has brought down the blood pressure and the blood sugar. Even A1Cs, for those of you who are looking for that 3-month long-term benefit, brings down A1C also. But guess what? We are up on another break, so you all stay right there. Call in with those questions and those comments.